Welcome back. Well, Simangele Smash Hadebe had a good year in 2023. She is currently the South African Flyweight champion as well as the African Boxing Union champion, the first South African woman to do so. She's also SA's Female Boxer of the Year after being crowned at the SA Boxing SA Awards earlier this year. She joins me in studio now alongside Colleen McAusland, her manager. Thank you. I got that one right. I was like, well, how do you say your surname? These are the things that we do on air. Smash, let's start with you. You started, for some people don't know, you started off as a long-distance runner but switched to boxing. Why?
After I watched the movie The $1 Million Baby.
Oh.
Yes, that maybe just want to switch a bit and test how I can do, and I just loved it, and I didn't look back.
You know it's safer to run, right, than to get
I know, but it also includes running. Boxing includes running, so I never left it anyway, I can say.
Yeah, no, but I mean, no one punches in your face and, you know, all those things that can happen to your head. You know, running is just safe. Ask Casa, she just runs and earns money.
Nah, it's actually beautiful. It's actually beautiful if you try it.
As I mentioned in my intro, they had quite a good year.
Yes.
You know, the things that we achieved this year.
Yes.
But for you, what has been your highlight? And you know, if you can just sum up how 2023 was for you.
Winning the Female Boxer of the Year, that was the biggest highlight, and also fighting in an international fight. I wouldn't say it was like
the year
good
you
year
wanted?
But I would have a couple of fights, but I only had one so far, so which is not good at the stage I'm at. So I'm hoping for much better and more next year, of which I also was a nominee for G Sports Awards, of which I took also that one, of which I'm grateful for, you know.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
I know the award you wanted. We're going to talk about it just now, but let's bring Colleen into this conversation. You know, you chose to manage her, obviously. So how long have you guys had this relationship? And why?
Well, she's so lovable. How can you not love her? You know, I manage her because she's got such talent, and she's definitely going to, you know, she's making history in South Africa, and we're going to continue doing that. And just she's so disciplined, and she's easy to manage. You know, she's just an awesome person.
Yeah, I mean, boxing is obviously one of those sports in this country that don't have the funding that one needs. So who's responsible for those bills?
So fortunately we have a sponsor for her, but before, you know, I used to pay the bills, but we've got two sponsors, RGM Cranes and Drivetrain. You know, they put food on the table and they pay her rent. Without sponsors, it would be very difficult for her.
Yeah. You know, you were talking about earlier, obviously you only had just one fight, unfortunately. Can you just expand to our viewers who don't know why you had that? But also, you know, the frustrations that you may have had also with the previous, maybe perhaps administration of Boxing South Africa.
I would have at least two fights, of which we were planning to have the WBC with the girl from Mexico, of which it didn't happen. Kept on postponing, and now I'm not too sure if it's going to happen with the same promoter, but my manager's planning with a different promoter. Yeah, I've still got my hopes high and hoping that I'll still get the WBC, because that's the belt I want.
Why this belt? I mean, I've spoken to you for SABC Sport, our sister station, but like, why this belt specifically?
You know, I think maybe I just love it, but any boxer wants it. It's every boxer's dream, actually, I can say, and it's also my dream. You know, it's just beautiful. I just love it.
I mean, I see what you mean now, the determination that we're talking about, also how disciplined she is, because once she's set her mind on something, she really does want it. But any other boxers that you do manage that, you know, that South Africans perhaps know about?
Yeah, Don Juan van Heerden. He's Chris van Heerden's brother, little brother. Oh. He fought in France in November for the RBO, but unfortunately the decision didn't go his way. But, you know, I've queried that with RBO International, so they're having a look at it too. I've asked them to call it a no contest, and then we can have a rematch in a neutral country. So that's what happens when we have to take these chances for our boxers to fight internationally, unfortunately, because there's not enough fights happening in our country. We have to make it happen outside.
Yeah, that bullfight, you know, that bullfight spirit that you seem to have. I mean, I'm sure you came in, it's a reason why you've won Manager of the Year for the amount of times that you have. Talk about being recognized and also being appreciated for the hard work that you do for these athletes behind the scene.
Yeah, it's, you know, I think it's important for us to be recognized. I think the boxer, it's always about the boxer. But often people don't understand what happens behind the scenes to get the boxer to where they're at. So it's good to be recognised, and I think it's honourable to do that.
Yeah, I think Smash, one of the few things that, when Colleen talks about the things that you do behind the scenes, you're also someone who's quite an activist in terms of gender-based violence, as well as you fight to use sport to fight child abuse and GBV. Why?
I actually was a victim at a young age, from 7 to 9 years, sexually molested for over 2 years. So I'm just trying to get it out there, have my own voice out there to tell others that is happening to them, or that they've been through, that they mustn't keep quiet. I'm only speaking now, of which I shouldn't have. I should have spoken earlier when it was still happening, so that they couldn't go on and do it to another person, because I don't know how many people he has done it to. So far, it's been so many years. So I'm just trying to get it out there so that they talk about it and they do something about it.
Yeah, is that why you have the campaign called It's Not About Me, that charity that you guys are involved with?
Yes, yes. I actually, we were at a home on Friday, of which It's Not About Me was involved there. So I'm part of that. If they want me to talk or volunteer in any day, anytime, so I'm available for that.
Yeah, that's quite an important work. I mean, this is somebody obviously talks about, I wish I've spoken earlier, but I think I do believe that's sometimes a survivor's guilt, why didn't I say anything? I could have said this. But like the fact that she is speaking about it right now, and so boldly so, because it's quite a personal one to just, to just say, oh, I was abused at a young age. But for you to witness this kind of spirit and the work that you do, how much motivation do you take from that to encourage others out there to actually do speak out if they can?
A lot. Smash, she told me first when it happened, and that was only recently, maybe about 2 years ago, and we have our own NGO called It's Not About Me, where we deal with child abuse and GBV, and Smash just fits it perfectly in there, and she's helped kids in the children's home that have gone through what she's gone through and worse. And the kids just gravitate to her, and she makes such a difference, and she helps them to speak out. And that's what, it's a motivation for us. It just shows you the fighting spirit that she has. And these kids she's such a role model to them, because they believe, okay, if she can do it, and she succeeded from where she was to where she is now, they can do it too. So it's a huge motivation for them. They absolutely adore at the children's homes.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about, it's quite an important conversation, but, to encourage the next generation to be able, are you able to share what ages It's Not About Me, what do you guys focus on? Is this just all ages and all genders?
It's all ages, all genders. We've had children, babies raped, up to women. So it's no age specific.
Yeah, let's talk about your year. We're running out of time, but quickly, 2024, for you, what are you most looking forward to? And also, while you're on that, talk about the composition of the new board, Boxing South Africa. What do you like? What did you like? What do you expect from them? But let's talk about your year first, 2024, and also what do you expect from the board?
Okay, in 2024, I'm expecting to be fighting for the WBC I'm aiming for, and also be ranked in other belts, of which is the gold or the silver, whichever. And I'm quite happy for the new board. We're all hoping for better success and better improvement. So that's what, as boxers, we're expecting, better rules, better acts, or whatever they can implement in the sport that we need, and include us as women in the sport also, and don't chuck us aside.
Yeah, she was talking, the last time we spoke, she was talking about how they were used as almost as tokens to only fight during Women's Month and all of those things, and obviously been lots of frustration from your end with the cancellations of fights the previous day. But what are you looking forward to this new board doing, especially for female boxers in this country? And while you're on that, what is the status of female boxing in South Africa?
So the status is shocking at the moment. I mean, the board that's going out now, thank God.
She says, thank God.
They tried to do something with women in boxing, a rush thing the last 4 months or so, which was an embarrassment for us. I was actually embarrassed to have my female boxers fighting on some of those bills. So I'm hoping that this board, there's 4 women in there. I really hope that they're going to build women in boxing and do it professionally, not trashy, like what we've seen. You know, the last 2 tournaments where we had Zodwa, that Zodwa lady, she's like a porn star. I mean, on the stage, in our boxing ring. I mean, that's an embarrassment, and it's actually not building women in boxing. That's demoralizing. It's disgusting to see that. So I hope that there's going to be a level of professionalism with the sport, and things are going to change.
Okay, well, so. Absolutely not mincing your words. Thank you so much, Colleen, for coming through. Colleen, as well as Simangele, Smash, her manager, they being Colleen, obviously, talking all things boxing South Africa. Very happy about the composition of the board and hoping for the best, considering how disastrous 2023, so to speak, was, especially if you are a female boxer. Thank you both for coming to studio.